Alright, so we got the second half of this video titled Dating is Exhausting for Women in 2026.
The hardest part of dating right now is the fact that I'm just so much cooler than these men, so much more funny than them, so much more good looking, so much more exciting, and it's like, what am I getting in return?
Their money?
Nothing. Zero things except for
Except for the meal. Oh,
a meal, which I could have DoorDashed to my house if I really
yeah. But the difference is you have to pay for that meal.
wanted to. So let's talk about it. What is the point of going on a date when you are just such a hot, fun, talented, smart, sexy, confident girl? I just can't deal anymore because the conversations with these men is literally so mundane.
Yeah, that's probably because you're chasing the top 1% of guy that didn't have to develop a good personality because he was carried by his looks.
That it hurts my head. It gives me a migraine. Either they're talking about their feelings from something that happened 15 years ago, and you're like, you need to go to therapy for this because there's no reason it should still be bothering you from 15 years ago. Or they're talking about their accomplishments or achievements at work. Or they're just repeating stories that they've already told you and trying to make you laugh at them again, but it's like you already told me the story and I already laughed at it. So I'm not gonna laugh again because I don't like hearing repeat stories. Because at that point, I'm just stroking your ego and then I'm energizing you as a spiritual being and you're draining me as a spiritual being.
Dude, what the fuck is this bullshit? What, so apparently this is like combative. One side has to drain, the other side has to receive. It's just bullshit.
And I don't think that's fair. So I would rather literally stay home and just be energized in my own spiritual being than be in the presence of someone that I feel like I have to lift up, because then they're dragging me down by me lifting them up. And baby, I'm not gonna let that happen. The only interactions that I have found personally that leave me feeling more energized than drained these days is with other women, but even that's draining sometimes. So I'm gonna say with one other woman. In the company of one woman is where I feel the most energized, which is probably very telling, but it's like I'm not attracted to women and I can't change that. I can't change that. So I'm forced to be in the company of men, but then I can't be in the company of them because they drain me. So I just have to keep filtering them out until I find one that energizes me. But I don't even think that they know how to get to that spiritual level where they can energize someone in a conversation because they have not done the inner work. And so all their conversations are
Dude, what the fuck even is this?
surface level, and it's starting to show and I'm really starting to feel it, and I'm really disappointed. I'm just really disappointed and I'm really over it.
Dating is exhausting for men and women. We all know that. Ladies, you want to make sure you're pretty. You want to make sure you look good. Like, a first date is very, very important. And then you got to deal with the dangers of meeting a complete stranger. Fellas, we got to make sure we look good, smell good, presentable. And then we got to go spend money. So for both parties, it's a risk going out on dates. That's why you want to make sure when you actually go on a date, it's with someone you actually like. And that's why I like Circle so much, man, because everyone on that app is a mutual. So
Okay, this is just bullshit. This guy is talking about another dating app. Like it's gonna be some transformation, some revelation. Look, the thing is, it doesn't matter what app you choose. It's always gonna be skewed towards women. They're always gonna have the advantage. You're gonna be over here shooting random messages, hoping that you can entertain one enough to where she says, you know what, maybe I will go out on a date with this guy, or alternatively, you have to be very good looking. And so men are either exhausted by the fact they have to put in all the effort over the text, they have to spend all the money, or they just have to be very good looking, which a very few, like 1% of them are.
when I'm going on a date with somebody, I kind of already know them. I can go ask one of my boys, hey, how do you know this girl? Do you think we'll be good together? You think it's worth going out on a date? Oh, yeah? Great. Or, oh, no? Okay, well, let me not go on a date with her. So I don't know. I just feel like if you're looking for a simple dating app where you can actually meet people and go on actual dates and maybe find the love of your life, try Circle.
This might be
Look, okay, that's not gonna fix it. If you want to find people, you have to find them in natural social events. And if you're not able to do that, you kind of need to sign up for it in your area. That's the best way. But like trying another app is not going to fix things. I don't even think cold approach will fix things. You have to start to do things that are outside of your comfort zone in person.
dramatic. I'm not saying that it's not.
And even if you don't find a partner, you'll definitely make friends doing that, which should help too.
Anyone else just tired of dating? I literally just sat in my car for 20 minutes crying because I'm so tired of pointless conversations and meaningless interactions with people that go absolutely nowhere. And by the way, no one has hurt my feelings. Nothing has happened to trigger this except for me just realizing, like, what is the point? Truly. Like, no one dates with intention and actually wants anything serious, and it's just like constant.
Again, this is only the people that her and everyone else are chasing. That's why it's like that.
Disappointment, and I'm just tired of having that negative energy in my life. But I also feel like I'm getting older, and it's like I have to put some effort into dating or I'm just gonna be alone forever. But now I'm just honestly getting to the point where I'm just gonna be the single aunt, and I think I'm okay with that.
I don't think you are.
Exhausted. Because here's what he deserves.
Yeah, let's
Beautiful
skip
point. You
this
lose
monologue.
enough to want life.
The prettiest women have the hardest time dating, and I should know as
Dude, why is some faggot talking to me about this?
a dating coach. I have beautiful women in my program to the point where I am thinking and questioning my own sexuality, girl. And there's a reason for that, and I wanted to go through that. Most of the time, what will happen is people date based on attraction level, first and foremost. It's a short-term way of thinking about dating, which is totally fine, right? And the apps don't help with that. What happens, though, is like, let's say you're a 9 on the attractiveness level. As a woman, women focus on people that are at their level or one notch higher. So you're only going to focus
Yep, hypergamy.
on 9s and 10s, which only represent like 5% of the population, right? Whereas a man actually will look at his level, but like 4 notches down. So he's looking at 9s, 8s, 7s, 6s, and even some 5s, right? And so what happens is that because these 9 men are focused on all of these women, you have more competition. And some of the 5s and 6s will actually give up sex quicker and easier. So he will focus on them first and foremost, especially if he's not ready to date. If you're a 9 woman, what will happen is the guys that are from a 1 to an 8 will be too intimidated to even approach you and think that you're too expensive. So they won't even engage with you.
It's valid.
And even if you're in a relationship, a lot of these guys will be really like insecure because you're going to continue to get a lot of attention. So it's really difficult to be dating.
Well, hold on. That's the contradiction right there. He said that 1s to 8s aren't going to approach because whatever. And now she's saying that the 9s and the 10s, who only make up 5% of the population, are going to give her all this attention. Well, that's not, those two things can't be true at the same time. But the issue is social media over here. And yeah, she's going to get a ton of attention on social media.
Dating and in a relationship as a pretty woman. It's not impossible though. And the way that I want you all to think about it, instead of just like focusing on attraction first and foremost, I want you to focus on pie. Physical, intellectual, and emotional. And the average of those scores, let's say going from a 0 to 10, will be your score and the guy's score. Now, I work with Black and brown women, and oftentimes very smart, very beautiful, but the emotional component is lacking based on how we're raised. So that's what I do to help them get to a 7, 8, 9 in their pie rating. So here's what I want you to understand. Men are not wanting a 9 or a 10 physically. Like for a long-term focus, they really want.
You know, for being gay, this guy has a pretty good grasp of both genders. And I definitely do agree that, yeah, men don't care that much about beauty for long-term relationships. It's more about their character, about them not being annoying and causing all sorts of issues that they're looking for in long-term relationships.
On a 7 or an 8. So please understand that our work is.
Like, I think that most men would be willing to settle for someone that's, maybe a few notches below them in looks. Like, even someone like a 4 or a 5, if she has all the, like, the emotional characteristics that they want. They're not annoying and super loud and obnoxious. So,
Is to level up that emotional component so that you can be quote unquote ready for an amazing relationship. Now, what does this have to do with mid-ugly men? This is what is so funny. Sometimes you will see really beautiful women with guys that you would consider mid-ugly. This is because they have given those fives and sixes a chance. And what happens is over time, because they're giving people more chances, they're able to understand that these guys have a super high intellect and emotional quotient, as well as the fact that with more time, that they actually become more and more attractive. So that 6 becomes a 9, that 5 becomes an 8. So, but oftentimes we're not giving ourselves that time and that opportunity to see a guy's pie rating. But for the women that are very beautiful, really pretty, that's why you see a lot of them with the quote unquote mid-ugly guys. I hope that helps explain why it is really difficult to date while you're pretty and the science behind mid-ugly men. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk TikTok. And if you need help leveling up your emotional quotient,
Okay, like that is true. We actually are not seeing that at all anymore, really. We probably see that in older couples, but not really in these modern times. And that's because everyone wants someone that they can post on their Instagram, and all these other things. Um, and they're also being taught to never settle, right? That they're the prize and that they deserve everything that they want, even though they're all chasing the same guy and that guy can run circles around all of them.
definitely book a call with me.
I got a confession. I have officially taken husband out of my prayers. I am sick and tired of the husband hunt. Yes, I'm in my early 30s, and yes, I was praying for a husband. I was praying to God every day. Like, God, I want that. I want that. I want a healthy, happy marriage. I want to build a family with somebody. Like, I was praying for that. But all in all, I'm going to just say this. Dating has become exhausting for me. I don't want to do it. I'm tired of meeting people and then finding out like just things about them, and I'm just like, you know what, you're not it. So I guess I'm exhausted with dating. I'm just exhausted, period. And I just feel like I do get lonely when I'm not dating or when I'm not pursuing people. I be like, oh, I want somebody. But all in all, I never be stressed. So I just decided that whatever happens, happens. And if I be 40 with dogs, shoot, maybe I'll get into cats. I don't know. That's just where I'm at with it. I'm just tired. I'm a little bit exhausted. I don't even feel like dating. I don't feel like thinking about if I'm gonna find a husband. And I'm just okay with just God, send me the money. God, please make me successful. God, please keep me healthy. And God, bring healthy relationships overall in my life. We just gonna take a break from the husband. We just gonna take a break from that hunt.
Yesterday I went
Okay, I think we're gonna call it there. It's a pretty good video. Thank you guys for watching.